So, are you someone who finds Elden Ring or any of the other Dark Souls games a complete duck loop? You die and you don't see any progress. But still, you like role-playing fantasy games like The Witcher or The Elder Scrolls. Well, I'm here to tell you there is a solution to your problem. And that problem is that you simply don't have an understanding of the combat system, and more specifically, the dodge roll mechanic. I have plenty of friends who tried the game and they said the game is unresponsive, that the controls are not responding when they try to dodge an attack. And they keep dying again and again, making the game really frustrating when they know they press the dodge button, but they still die. Of course they can get to that conclusion if they don't really understand how the mechanics work, as the game doesn't really explain this step and lets you discover it. But for some players who are used to getting some or any direction, they just find this as a big wall that they can't climb or even understand. I hope that this video will give you an insight on how the game really works, and it will make your experience a more fun and enjoyable than a more masochistic type of experience. As a start, and a solution, is to play defensive and use a shield. Shield can block all attacks, but you'll still take some amount of damage and it's very stamina drain, meaning you'll have to invest a lot into your stamina. And if you want to play any other way or any other class, then you'll have to learn the most used mechanic in the entire game, the dodge roll mechanic. I'll get back to the shield, but first, let's get you familiar with how the dodge mechanic works. When you press the button to dodge, you will step backwards. This is a small step and not a very efficient way to avoid damage, especially if you are a beginner. But if, when you press the dodge button, you also press to move in any direction, your character will start to roll on the ground in that direction, avoiding damage. This triggers the iframe, or the invincibility second. The problem now, and funny enough that I don't see anyone else explaining how this mechanic really works, is probably because most of the people find this intuitive and natural to do. And what I'm talking about is the animation of the dodge roll. So, when you dodge, you are supposed to be invincible, no? For a second or two, while you dodge, in those frames you should not take any damage, or at least that is how you think it should be. But you keep getting hit again and again. That is because when you dodge roll, the character does a specific animation of him rolling on the ground and back up. And in that animation, the moment of invincibility is right in the middle of it. When you dodge roll and you see the animation of your character jumping on the ground and up, during the first and last stages of that animation, you are not invincible, and so you will most definitely get hit in those seconds. That is why you hear everyone saying that you have to learn the movements of the boss, so you can press the dodge roll buttons a second before the boss starts to swing his attack at you. And when he swings his weapon, your dodge roll animation should happen exactly when the attack should have hit you. The animation should be in the middle of that roll, giving you that invincibility frame. 1 second early or later and you will get hit. This is something that Dark Souls players know intuitive and find it natural, and when they play, they make it look easy and simple. New players think that if they press the buttons exactly when the enemy swings at them, their character should also move instantly and dodge it, but it doesn't and they get hit. This is why Dark Souls games are considered to be hard and skill-based. Players who understand this mechanic and learn how to read and memorize the movements of a boss can easily beat the game, and in some cases they get so good at it that they can beat the entire game without being hit once. There are a few other things that can impact the dodge roll, and that is the weight of your character. If you have heavy armor and weapons, your weight will increase, making you more heavy, and in so your dodge roll slower. The lighter you are, the faster your dodge roll will be. You can find the stat in the character menu, and putting points into your endurance can increase the weight capacity. You will probably see a lot of online players playing naked, as removing their armor makes them lighter, they can move and dodge faster. Another thing that can influence your dodge roll and the combat itself is the attack animation. If, for example, you swing your sword, the swinging also has an animation, and if you press the dodge button during your swing, you will not dodge until you finish the sword attack animation. That is why you will also see a lot of players, even good players, saying that they were greedy by attacking too many times before dodging away. The idea is that again, you have to familiarize and read the enemy movements and stop your attack in time so you can dodge away. Some enemies are designed so they intentionally delay their attacks and trick you into pressing the buttons to dodge roll too early. So keep an eye out for those movements. Don't get frustrated each time you die, but try to stay calm and learn with each encounter. Try to memorize the pattern when the enemy starts to lift its hands, hold it, and when then he begins to descend its attack upon you. The more you start to pay attention to his hands and his movements, the faster you will get accustomed to his attacks and easily defeat him. Now, I started the video by mentioning the shield. I think for new players the shield is the easiest way to beat this game. It does not require you to perfectly time when you block, you can just press and hold the shield and constantly block attacks. Even if you go for a mage build, who is very good at range attacks, you will still have to use the dodge rolls in order to survive. As for the shield, the main stat you should be looking for is the guard boost, as that is the thing that can make you block longer and more efficient. When the enemy attacks you and you block it with the shield, it will consume your stamina, and the better the guard boost, the longer you can last. Some bosses have such a strong attack that even when blocking it can immediately consume all of your stamina and you will be left wide open immediately to an attack. So increasing your stamina and having a good shield with a good guard boost can make your gameplay much easier. Also, while using a shield, you cannot attack and block at the same time. However, using a spear or a piercing weapon, you can attack and guard at the same time until your stamina runs out. So this is also something to keep in mind. Now, there are a lot more things that can add up to the mechanics, but if as a new player you can understand these, you have a chance at progressing throughout the game. Don't get me wrong, the game difficulty is hard, as you do have to get used to and learn the movements and all the patterns of each enemy in order to progress. Also very important is to upgrade your weapons. It will make a lot of difference between killing a boss in 5 to 10 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes. So use this knowledge, and after each death, learn not to get greedy by spamming the attack button. Learn when to stop and observe. See when the enemy swings at you, so you can have time to dodge the attack. Finally, patience is the most important trait when playing this game. So please, have a lot of patience. And for the love of God, invest some points into your vigor so you don't die from one hit. Thank you for your time. I hope this video will be useful to you. If yes, please consider to like and subscribe. I will try to make more of this type of videos in the future, either for Elden Ring or other games or any other topics. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I wish you a wonderful day and all the best.